Welcome. We're going to be talking a bit about iView Learning. We've got the guys here as well. They're also going to be talking a little bit about the products as well, because they are within iView Learning. And I'll explain a little bit more about that now. So we're going to give you a bit of an overview, really. No, you don't need an introduction to me. That's this is my full-on presentation. You know all about
whole CV there.
The whole CV. Yeah. So what is iView Learning? So those of you familiar with the e-learning solutions, iView is one of those. But it's a very comprehensive e-learning solution as well. It has over 5,000 learning elements, believe it or not. It's probably a lot more than that now, because in the past few months, it's been updated with a lot more solutions. So what you'll see is when we go into it, it pretty much covers everything you're going to be recommending as an assessor, what you're going to be training as a trainer, and what students are going to receive on the other end as well. And the guys here are very familiar, obviously, with iView as well, and they're going to kind of chip in a little bit as well throughout. It's also got Microsoft, Google, Apple, and iPad learning modules as well, which I think is great. And I think me and Sam have been talking about this as well. Often when you're with students who are not very tech savvy, they often struggle with, interact with Word, with PowerPoint, with even Google Docs, those sorts of things. But it's unfortunately DSA doesn't pay for students to receive that type of training. So often trainers, out of the kindness of their hearts, will show that student how to use those programs as well. But obviously that eats into the time they could be learning their AT. So iView has that in there. So if you're recommending it to a student, they can use that, but you can't recommend it in your reports. But you can say that they can use that if they want to learn a little bit more about Microsoft, Google, and some Apple apps as well. It has interactive learning resources in there as well, so it supports a diverse range of learning styles. So you've got kinesthetic, auditory, visual learners as well. It's got some well-being support in there as well. You do some mindfulness. You've got also a bit of meditation, guys, as well. If you want to do a bit of meditation between your work, your work tasks. And I think this is one of the key things. It very much complements the AT training that students are recommending. It doesn't replace. It's not necessarily recommended to replace, but there are instances where students might not want to take up AT training. And in that instance, you can essentially recommend something like iView Learning, because you can be confident in knowing that whatever that student's going to be recommending in terms of tech is going to be on iView Learning. And as I put down here, it's an ideal support tool for assessors, trainers, HEI officers, anybody that's involved with AT in any way, shape, or form. There's some other kind of key features as well. You've got accessibility tools. We'll hopefully show you all of this as well. You've very much an individual customization to this student, so I'll show you how that works. There's an inbuilt search tool as well, which is iView also working on a more advanced inbuilt search tool at the moment. Can't really say a massive amount too much about that, but watch this space. Big update coming soon. Interactive videos, got language translation settings. You can also upload documents as well. So trainers, if you give your students some cheat sheets, like Dragon cheat sheets, for example, you can upload those into iView, keep it all nice and organized. And also you've got the mobile app. Hopefully I'll get a little bit of a chance to show you that as well in a little bit. And Android and tablet. I think the mobile app is really key, especially for students who don't have a dual screen setup. I think most of the guys here we've all got dual screen setups, but many students don't. So what they can do is they can have iView on their mobile device, learning the tech whilst they still have a full screen available to work on their assistive technology as well. So it's very, very flexible in terms of way of learning. I'm going to stop sharing and reshare in a second, so apologies about this, guys, but I can't get it to work any other way, unfortunately. So this will be the last time. So hopefully you can see. Just give me a bit of a nod, guys. That's okay. Yeah,
yep, it's come on.
a nod just suffices, Sam. It's fine. Don't you?
Sorry.
So yeah, welcome. This is my iView Learning dashboard. So you won't look quite like this when a student or you yourself opens up for the first time. A lot of the favorite modules and favorite tutorials won't be there because you wouldn't have chosen them yet. But I'll kind of go into kind of show you how kind of all that works as well. I said it's very fully customizable to the student. So it is. So you've got all of, just down to the bottom left-hand side, you've got all these accessibility tools in here. Has that popped up? Can you see that? Okay, yeah. Good. So you've got text reader in here is highlighting links, magnifier version, virtual keyboard. You can change the color contrast as well. Dark contrast mode, I'll just flick that on. So hopefully you can see that. So you've got loads of different options in terms of changing the contrast to background colors, those sorts of things as well. On the bottom right-hand side, you can also, especially if you've got students where English isn't their first language, you can change it into an array of different languages as well, Estonian if you want to as well. But what that does, it changes all the closed captioning and documentation and the interface, so that individual can still follow and learn using that using iView in their preferred language. But that's one way you can customize it. There's another way, My Software. And I'm going to click in here. So, oh, look, miraculously, we have all of our products in here. How strange is that? So, but we're going to get the guys to talk about it in a moment or two. But in terms of when a student gets this for the first time, they'll obviously have a list of the tech that they've been recommended. And what they do is they go into this section and then they update the software. You can check what operating system it is, whether it's Windows, Mac, and they select which one it is. And then you can go through this comprehensive list. It's huge of different AT and select, like I have done, the programs that I've been recommended. And once I've done that, I've got to make sure that I click done at the very bottom here. And then what happens is all of my tech appears like so. So I've got my Dragon, I've got my Light Key, I've got my MyMeister, Pro Revise, Pro Study, and obviously Pro Text Aid as well, which is really handy because I've got the product specialists for those on the call today. So I'm going to get Mary just quickly, just to give a bit of a one-liner. You would, if you've been to all of the 12 ATs, naming no and Kerry Pace, you would know that we've demonstrated pretty much all of these over the past 11 sessions we've done. But I just want to kind of like use this as an opportunity to kind of have a bit of a kind of a refresh on what we've been demonstrating a little bit. But it will start with Mary. So tell us a little bit about your product Text Aid. I can't hear you, Mary.
Sorry, at least you told me. So yeah, Text Aid is a text-to-speech piece of assistive tech. It's a bit different to other text-to-speech solutions in that it's a web app, so it can be used in just the same way on any device, on your phone, on a Chromebook, on a Windows computer, MacBook. So it's very easy to use. But I think because it's easy to use, maybe students don't realise that some of the tools that are really great, they actually are included, but they might not realise that. So if they went on iView, they would see with this Text Aid overview what all the tools that it offers. It's not just reading, it changes the way documents look. You can summarise and like extract text from a document. You can annotate very easily and you can translate as well. So there's lots of tools to help with anyone who finds reading difficult, but also understanding text. So
yeah, it's a great tool. It's a really great tool. So if you need anybody that you're supporting that needs, reading support to help with comprehension, working memory, those sorts of things, Text Aid, that's your product. Right, I'm going to go to. Oops, I've just come the wrong way around. Sorry. I think we'll go to James actually. Well, James would like you. Go on, James. Actually, no, yeah, go on, James. Tell us a little bit about
Well,
Likey.
everyone already knows Likey, so we're done. No.
Thank you,
Likey,
James. We'll move on then. Go on.
Likey is a text prediction or multi-word prediction software powered by a unique form of artificial intelligence in the sense that it learns from you, the user, your writing style, your vocabulary, and your jargon. Simultaneously, it's a spelling and grammar correction software, works across 80 plus different languages, offers advanced data privacy where we don't collect any user data or content, in a nutshell.
Thank you, James. Very comprehensive for once. Normally you keep going from half an hour at a time on that, you know.
Well, I don't know how long I've gone this. Got to
You get
share.
it too
Sam's
long,
got like
it's
4
fine.
products to talk about.
Oh, we're gonna have to break this up because I'm going to talk about one of my products now as well. So let me go back into my software. So yeah, we're going to talk about MyMice. So one of my products. MyMice essentially is a mind mapping and planning tool. It's an online program as well, and I'm just fiddling it around a little bit with this. So yeah, it works on any device. It's a really intuitive and easy to use program. So if you're supporting anybody that has difficulty with learning new software, MyMice is so easy to use. It's not so feature dense that you get overwhelmed by all the different kind of core features. It's very much in its essence is a planning tool. So, and again, you can access it on all devices. It's online. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can do a mind map anytime. So it's a really, really great tool, as you can see on the screen there. So there. Sam, I know you've got a couple to do here. Apologise. So where do you want to start? Dragon, Pro Revise. I can't hear you.
For once, I actually shut up. There we go. Yeah, I mean, we can do a very brief focus on all of them, really.
Let's go.
Dragon, as say, is a speech recognition. You talk and it types. And I think a program like iView is great for something like Dragon because there's so much you can do with a program like Dragon. It's not, it's great for verbalizing your thoughts and ideas and getting those things onto the page. And that works for a lot of people with kind of dyslexia. Anything's around spelling because their mind gets distracted about how to spell words and interrupts their creativity. But it's also, as it says in there, 3 times faster than typing. So it's a productivity tool as well. So those who can't really get onto the computer, maybe that's due to their mental health or something like that. At least when they are interacting with Dragon, they're able to kind of catch up in that way. And of course, physical conditions as well. It can provide great pain relief from RSI, or even just the pain that you might get from sitting at a computer. Dragon, you're not tethered to your keyboard. You can have a Bluetooth headset. You can move up and down. You can pace as you talk, and a lot of people do use it in that way as well. And there's so much to Dragon in terms of customization and commands and editing. It's great to have a backup of video for this as well as training as well. There we go. That's Dragon. Pro Revise is part of the Pro AT group of products. It's the newest product within the Pro AT group. It is a comprehensive holistic solution to the revision process with multiples of revision methods built into the program. You feed Pro Revise what you're learning each week. So it's got that scaffold approach to learning with your notes, images, key terms and definitions. And that keeps you engaged with your study material as you get along your course. And then when the time for revision comes, you can engage with multiple revision methods. We don't get taught a lot to revise at school or at university. It's very much left independently. You get told there's an exam on this date, we're teaching you the course to then, and then you've got to go off and maybe make some flashcards, maybe reread your notes. And if you've got ADHD, how long you can kind of stay engaged in that way, remains to be seen. But if you've got engaging methods to use, then hopefully that should be really helpful for the revision process. I always think with Pro Revise, it works in 2 ways. It's going to increase engagement and build confidence in your knowledge of your study material. So that is Pro Revise. There we go. I'm timing them well for the video length each time. Last one, Pro Study. So Pro Study is a research, organizing, and referencing tool that allows you to take research from multiple resources, because research comes in all shapes and sizes, be it it's on a web page, images and tables, physical items like book, documents, and being able to centralize your research so everything is all in one place is great for those with kind of organizational difficulties. So Pro Study allows you to do that within its web app-based dashboard. Along with that, of creating the projects and categories, every time you capture, it's going to build all the reference information for you as well. You've got the Project Assist app, so you can do things away from the computer if you need to, and basically build up a collection of research for the task of an essay, which then ends up being exported as the framework that you need to complete your essay. So that's a very quick overview of what ProStudy does. But just to kind of touch on some.
You did very well there, Sam. Keep it in time with the video, didn't you?
Yeah, very quite like the timer. It's like, oh, I need to wrap it up now. But just one thing, just to add on my personal experience of things like e-learning solutions. So, a lot of us here will have backgrounds in different areas, and mine was actually in assistive technology training. I was an assistive technology trainer for 8 years. And even actually before these e-learning platform things started to come around, and as Ryan said at the beginning, it's not a replacement for training. I used to use it as like, forgive me because I've said this to Ryan loads of times, as a parting gift to the students. If they were recommended it, last session might happen and say, I'm leaving now. They were obviously so sad that I was, but you haven't got to listen to me anymore. That's probably more of the better thing. But you've got this great resource of material that you can engage with whenever the time is right for you. Students are working at 4 a.m. in the morning, but if they're desperate to do their task and they want to use their assistive technology and they can't quite remember, then they can go straight into iView and remind themselves of what they did in the training sessions, and then maybe even some more bits, because the content is so frequently updated, there might even be new features to certain programs that they don't know about. But then the iView learning videos get updated, and they're available to watch. I think they even do that inside the program. They have like a little new update section that pops up.
Yeah, I'll show you on my dashboard here.
I can see that there too.
So and they don't take away. They don't take away the old versions, do they? So if you had Dragon 15 rather than Dragon 16, you can still watch the videos that are Dragon 15, can't you?
I'll show you that. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, absolutely. So you got we use Dragon as a good example because the new version comes out fairly frequently. So if you've got a student that maybe was recommending Dragon 15 about 2 years ago and they haven't accessed their AT, they can still access it here, which is great. They never get rid of the old versions, which I think is key.
I think that is a really good idea because, a university course can be up to 5 years long. And when they first got their assistive technology, they might have had the training then.
Yeah.
And, a lot, and I used to find that sometimes when back for training, you would revisit a student again who didn't, it's come to crunch time. They're under pressure and they need that support then towards the end of their course. So, this is something that really comes in handy at that moment.
Certainly does. Thanks, guys. I think the chat's been going off whilst we've been talking. I think we probably need to address something in here as well, don't we? How far back do we go? Oh, so you've been answering already. That's cool. Okay, yeah.
We've done a few answers.
Some good feedback here. It's a great learning resource for the team. Also, scaffold students, clients. Could you demo how to find how do I record my presentation in PowerPoint? Not with this version.
Oh.
Yes, there is a new version coming, which is probably what you're alluding to.
You're talking about the searches.
Yes, there's a new search tool in there that you can use, which is coming soon, but it's not available yet.
There we go. The rumours must be flying around about the new features.
I was making a cup of tea. Yeah. But let me just get whilst I'm on here at the moment, I'll just give you an overview of how comprehensive iView is. So look at it. There's not many, speaking from, I wasn't an assessor very long ago. So everything that I recommend as an assessor is on here, even down to kind of the microphones and, things like the digital voice recorders and things like that. Even the hardware is on here. They're adding hardware on here now as well. So constantly adapting, constantly adding, which I think, again, like I said in the beginning, it's just a great resource. If you're somebody that likes to learn more about AT, it's another great resource. And if you're on the calls today, we're more than happy to, again, provide you with a demo license if you need one as well. Let us know. or maybe a bit more in-depth training. It's very easy and intuitive to use, but if you need a bit of an overview, we're more than happy to offer that as well. So a couple of other things before I kind of wrap up as well. You've got the options to add in like favorites and things like that, like I've done. So you can go into your favorite modules and just click on the ones that your favorites are. Just star them up here, and then they'll appear in my favorites, like so. How to set up your user profile. There you go, just added there. My files, I talked earlier at the very beginning about how you can upload documentation to iView as well. And you can add in, if you're a trainer, given your students that you're supporting training resources or folders, they can upload them here into iView to keep them all nice and neat and organized. Because I know like Sam loves his cheat sheets for Dragon. So if he was a trainer still, he'd be giving his students cheat sheets. So you can add them all into here as well. A couple more things I want to show you. Learning environment as well. You've got the assistive tech, as I showed. You've got all the Microsoft learning modules as well, and Google, which is being more widely used. Apple apps as well in here as well. Just, I was going to say, guys, if there's any kind of applications, if there's any pieces of software that you find that is not on iView that you would like potentially to be added, please put it into the chat, and then we can let our friends know at iView about that as well. And quite importantly as well, we've got a well-being section as well. And I think it's always good to take a little bit of time out when you're studying or when you're working, do a bit of mindfulness of it there, some nice whale sounds perhaps maybe, or a bit of guided meditation as well to boot in there. So yeah, it covers everything really. So yeah, please feel free to ask any questions you have on it. If you want me to show you anything else within iView, I'd be more than happy to do that as well. But yeah, guys, we've got some more chats going on here, have we?
Yeah, just a couple of requests about programs. I don't think iView is in there just yet. It's still brand spanking and sparkly new, but I think it's in the process.
It's on the list.
It's on the list.
Someone said Boost and Luna. I thought Boost is here. Boost is here.
There you go.
And we got Luna down here as well.
There you go.
Speechify, Scholarcy. Okay, there's a few, yeah. Good
cool
stuff. Talo, I don't know, is the honest answer. So,
but that's to say, there's a list of programs that are in the works. So I'm sure, as I say, it's ever updating if you look at it that way too.
Yeah, it is. It is. Category accessibility options, organizations. So you can also like structure it by different categories as well if you want to: research, revision, magnifiers, those sorts of things, task management, yeah, those sorts of things as well. So you can filter it as well depending on what you had. So there's loads of different options in here as well. But yeah, you have to keep a note of what people are asking for here.
Very good.
Emma has asked a question about how does a student access it if it hasn't been recommended by the needs assessor? Does the university need to arrange licenses? Well,
there's a thing called the review process for students who are being supported by the DSA, and if it's something that they feel that would benefit them, they can have a retrospective recommendation of that product as well.
And there are site licenses for universities available.
Absolutely, yes. And if you're interested, I think it's a great resource for everybody, especially disability officers who don't have the time necessarily to learn about new tech. Yeah, absolutely. And it's a great tool to have in your systems.